Okay, so first of all, cut a slice of XPS foam. This is a 4 centimeter XPS insulating foam. You can see it's 4 centimeter, you can see the measure. It's important because for the pillar you need to cut 3 pillars that are actually a little bit taller than 4 centimeters. So we cut the first slice, you see, 1 centimeter thick. Take it easy, go slow. Then on the other side, so you have a perfect square 1 centimeter column. And 2. Done. As I told you, let's put the measure at more than 4 centimeters, 4.5 in this case, and you just cut 3 pillars. Easy. Now for the top of the pillars, I cut 3 pieces that actually are 1.5 centimeter. No? Yeah, take care here. The wire is hot, don't burn yourself. And then you cut 3 slices. 1, 2. Come on. Okay. And 3. Easy, guy. Actually, I'm just eyeballing 5 lines and I put some irregular bricks. You see, I'm not cutting. I'm just using my pen that has actually a good tip, a round tip. I'm not pressing too much, just enough for leaving a nice sign, you see. For the texture, it's not important that you have the same pattern on the both sides. No one will notice the difference. Important is just the top. In the top you need to see the continuum of the bricks. So take care of that. So now we are just completing the pattern of the bricks. For texturing this wall, you can use the classic aluminum foil technique or just scratch it a little bit with something and complete all the line and the article, just alternating, of course, the bricks. After you finished, you just cut in 2. This was actually 10 centimeters. This I cut in 2, so we have now 2 5 centimeter pieces that will form the corner. For the pillars, I use this technique that is very quick and effective. I start to draw 5 lines starting from the middle of the piece. We draw the first one, then you choose a middle distance and then cut and cut 5 lines. Then you continue 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then you turn the piece and continue 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then you connect the lines with the 5 lines finally. Now the most fast way to finish this is cutting off the bricks, alternating. Okay, so you turn and you cut the first, the third one, the last one, and then again the second, the fourth. And this is very simple, but is also a little bit boring to see. I prefer this technique that actually is, I trace the lines 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, as done before, 2, 3, 4, 5, And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then the final, I connect. Then starting from the top, I will stay a little bit on my left. Then I skip one and I stay on right. So left, right, left. On the second, I skip the first and I do the same. Left, right, left. On the third side, I invert, so it will be right, left, right. And again, right, left, right. This gives more interest to the piece. It's less boring, you know. I like it. I like this. It's very quick and effective. Let's see this technique again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lines. Now left, right, left, left, right, left, right, left, right, right, left. Done. Now we have our 3 pillars. Now for make more interesting these 3 top, you crash them. Yeah, don't be too delicate here. And I finished those pieces just with some cracks. Okay, nice and easy. Now we have all that we need. Usually for this stuff that are actually very little pieces, I don't use hot glue gun. I use this tacky glue. Then you need some pins. Yeah, put tacky glue on one side. Use your table to keep it in line. And 1. Take off the excess of glue. And put a pin just for being sure that the piece will not slide away. Now, on the other side, another pillar. Always use your table for keep it in line. And another pin. Okay, do the same with the other piece. You can use the grid of your cut mat for keep the 90 degrees angle. And that's it. Now for the top of the pillars. And 3. After you complete with the pillar all the building process, you just have the last check for the position. And that's it. After a couple of hours, the piece is completely dried. So I decided to add some nails on the bottom. So this will increase a lot the stability of the piece. Also, the piece will have some extra weight. It is nice. Since the foam is very delicate, I drill 3 holes with a little, I don't know how to call this. It's something for doing holes. In this way, you prepare the holes, so it will be much easier to put the nail inside. add a lot more stability. Also, if you have some magnetic board or some magnets on your table game, you can attach this. Now the piece is complete. I add my 3 nails. I like to base coat my piece with something that is very similar to black magic potion, acrylic black paint. More or less the same quantity of Mod Podge. And a little bit hot. Mix it up until it reaches the right consistency. That's it. Yeah, see? I like it. Now we can cover all the piece in black. Don't be shy, use a generous coat of this black potion. Don't miss a point. This will give to the piece a lot of strength, because the Mod Podge will dry very hard. Also provided a nice base coat for our paint. Yeah, done. Oh, finally, paint session. Let's start with some orangey brown. You see, it's very brilliant. I use this semi-wet, semi-dry technique. Yeah, just randomly, basically make a mess. Yeah, have fun. Now it's the turn of this very dark green. I like this color, it's very muddy. And the same, just randomly hit the piece with the brush, like that. Don't be afraid, at the end the result will be very interesting. Now, bright yellow. Don't clean your brush very well. So I like this like acid green, acid, don't know what, yellow. Yeah, and do the same. Don't be afraid. It's like, Harlem suburban walk. Very strange. Now put some off-white with your black until you obtain some dark gray. I use this piece of foam for make uniform the color. And then I'm using this, wet technique. I'm basically passing all over the other colors, putting all together. Cover it in gray now. As the colors are not yet perfectly dried, we will get an interesting range of colors on our wall. Now we will use this interesting warm gray. Actually, it's very strange tonality of gray. It's like a beige. It's a beigey gray. I don't know. I like it very much. And now I'm using basically semi-dried brush. hit the piece very lightly here. And cover in warm gray. Now, when the piece is perfectly dry, I just do a dry brush technique with some off-white, hitting the edges very lightly. In this case, I don't use that, but if you want, you can finish the piece with a coat of black wash. When you put this piece on the table, it's very effective. I suggest you create many pieces like this, of different sizes. Added to your game table, it allows you to divide the space when you do not have the possibility to use the negative space. Okay guys, this is it for today. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you like this video, please hit the like button. And if you very like this video, remember to subscribe to the channel. Till next time, happy crafting!